Hello everyone, welcome to Everyday Prepared. Thanks for watching. So before I get into the video today, I just want to go over a couple things about the channel. For all of you out there that have been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, thank you so much. It really means a lot. Every time you guys interact with the channel in any way, positive or negative, it helps the YouTube algorithm to push it to new reviewers. So whatever you guys have to say, like, share, subscribe, I love it. Thank you. The other thing, down below in the description, you will see some links. I recently got a link to lapolicegear.com. Use that link for $25 off your order of $75 or more, which is a huge savings. You know, and 75 bucks is easy enough to spend. If you need some new pants, a new jacket, boots, something like that for winter that's coming, check them out. See what they have. I'd very much appreciate it. Also down below, I still have my Olight link. I believe it's 10%. And Olight just dropped their Halloween patterns on a lot of their lights. So go by and check them out. And while we're talking about Olight, I just want to give a shout out to their customer service. Let you know, when they came out, I bought 2 of the O-sights. I did a little unboxing kind of video on them. I haven't really done a full review yet, but it's coming. But I will say one of the lights I got worked great when I first got it, but it stopped being able to charge. It wouldn't charge anymore. So I went onto Olight's website, went to their return section. You fill out a little form, give them your serial number, all of that, for an RMA number. And I got an automated email back saying, okay, here's the address, send it in. We'll check it out, see if it can be repaired or if we just need to replace it. And I was like, good enough for me. So about 20 minutes go by, I got another email from an actual person. They were like, hey, we've got a new O-sight on the way coming to you. Once you get it in, then send us the old one back. Email us the tracking number so we can put it with the RMA to know which is which. And no fuss, no muss at all. Man, they didn't ask me what I did to it to break it or what happened when it broke, why, none of that. They said, oh, you have a problem? Fine. Send a new sight on the way. I got it in. It worked great. Sending the old one back, and couldn't have been easier at all. And if you know, if you watch a channel, you know that every day I carry right now it's the Olight Arc-Filled Pro. It's a 3-in-1 light. You have your regular light, you have a green laser, and a UV light. Love it. Love the form factor. Love the deep carry pocket clip. Fits in my pocket great. I don't even know it's there. So check out Olight. Also down below, I still have a link for QSP knives. And once again, if you watch the channel, you know my everyday carry is the QSP Penguin Plus. I could not be happier with this knife. I use it every day. Cut a lot of things I probably shouldn't cut with it. And, you know, maybe once every 3 or 4 months, I'll have to run it over a stone, sharpen it up a little bit. But the action on this thing is amazing. Just all around great knife. I also had a video on the QSP Canary. It's a fixed blade. They also do a folder and a neck knife for this thing. I haven't had a chance to really beat this one up yet, but that is coming. So far, I'm loving it. I love how it feels in the hand. The weight, all that stuff is amazing. So please use those links. Also, I'm trying to get my Amazon affiliate account back up and running, so there'll be some Amazon links down below as well. And if you don't know, those links are part of the affiliate program. They cost you absolutely nothing, but if you follow those links and you buy something, then it kicks a few cents back to the channel. And on those, my goal is to get enough traffic going through these sites, whether you buy anything or not. Just the traffic, if we're pushing traffic to these sites, that gives me a little bit of room to negotiate with them to, get you guys a discount code or something like that. With Amazon, I'll tell you my goal is to get a little bit of money come in from that where I can buy new products to test, do reviews on. My ultimate goal here is I'll be able to do that, do review on items, and then do a giveaway to maybe subscribers or something like that. I don't know how it'll work exactly, but my plan, and then give the stuff away because a lot of the stuff I have, and I have too much stuff and not enough room. So thank you so much on those links. And please use them. Even if you don't buy anything, like I said, just go check their sites out and let me know what you think. Okay, so this video, first thing I want to talk about is winter is coming. And depending on where you live, like here in Southwest Missouri, winter is coming is not as big a deal as in Game of Thrones when they say winter is coming. But there are some things to take into account even here with winter. Number one is make sure your wardrobe is fixed, right? Coats, sweaters, fleece, flannel, hoodies, hats, scarves, gloves, whatever you use in the winter, excuse me, you should have already taken care of. I like to stay a season ahead. So, because if you look right now at winter coats and stuff, great and all that, but where you find good deals on clearance right now is summer things. So, I don't know if you can see right now. These are the Vertex Technical shorts. I wear these shorts every day. So even though winter's coming, I'm looking right now at sales on Vertex shorts that I wear every day. So I'll be prepared for summer. So make sure your wardrobe is in check. Get all those things taken care of now instead of waiting till winter when you go and try and order something and of course they're out of stock on your size or the color you want or something like that. So get that taken care of. Along the same lines, your vehicles. Make sure your vehicle's ready for winter. Most of the year long, I drive my Mustang. Not the greatest winter vehicle around. So I also have a Chevy Avalanche that is lifted and got 37-inch tires. So that's normally what I drive in the wintertime. So now's the time to go through. If you got an oil change coming due, get your oil change. Don't put it off and wait till the weather gets bad. Get these things taken care of. Check your antifreeze, right? Not only the level of your coolant, but check the percentage. You want your antifreeze mixture to be right for the temperatures you're expecting. And you can get the little, looks like an eyedropper that you just put down, suck a little bit of coolant up in it, and it has little balls on the inside that will tell you the temperature to which your antifreeze mixture is good for. So check that out. Check your oil, check all your fluids. Make sure all your fluids are topped off. If you need some recovery gear, make sure you have recovery gear in your vehicle. I like to keep, I have 2 canisters. They're just plastic canisters. I think I got them at Walmart. They're the kind you see on a kitchen counter. You put your flour or sugar in. They're just plastic screw-on lid. I keep one of those with ice melt and one of those with kitty litter. Keep them in my truck. Like I said, with 37-inch tires and the snow we get in Southwest Missouri, snow's never an issue really. The issue here is ice. And even with a lifted truck with big tires, not the best thing to drive on icy roads. So I like to have some ice melt and some kitty litter just in case. Like I said, recovery gear, chain, a strap, something to, if you need someone to help pull your vehicle out. I've seen situations all the time. People need pulled out of a ditch, but they don't have any recovery gear. And people will stop and be like, hey, do you need help? Yeah, you need help, but they don't have anything either. So have at least a chain or a tow strap, something in your vehicle to where even if you don't need pulled out, if you need to help someone, you can pull their vehicle out. A little shovel maybe if that's something, if you get a lot of snow or mud, shovel, things like that. Just look at your vehicle, look at the routes you drive, look at what can happen this winter, and then stock your truck up in preparation for winter, what you might need. Same thing with your house. How do you heat your house? Are you on natural gas? Use wood heat? If you use wood heat, you should already have your wood stockpiled for the winter. Don't wait until the weather gets bad and go out and try and cut wood when it's 10 degrees outside. Okay, have your wood ready to go. Natural gas, there's not a lot we can do with natural gas if you heat with that. I will say that right now it's fall. The temperatures are mild here in Southwest Missouri anyway. So I know a lot of people try to use this time to not run the air conditioner or the heater, right? They spend all summer paying high electric bills because of the electric. Now they're getting ready to spend high gas bills all winter for the heater. So they'll try and not use much at this time. But let me tell you, kick your heater on. Turn the heater on, let it run a few cycles, kick on and off. Make sure it's working properly because you don't want to wait until it's freezing outside and then find out your heater's broken. Because on those days, guess what? Your HVAC guy is going to have 100 other calls he's trying to go to and fix their heaters. So it'll be a while before he can get to you. So test your heater out. Look at a plan as far as what are you going to do if your electric goes out. Yeah, you may run your heat on natural gas, but most natural gas systems, the fans and circulating devices run on electricity. So if your electric goes out, your central heat doesn't really do you a lot of good, right? So whether you have some small space heaters you're going to run on a generator, whatever your plan is, check it out. There's a lot of little things that can help. Like I said, little space heaters run on a generator, plastic film you can put on your windows or doors to stop drafts from coming in. If you have extra blankets, you can use over doorways to shut parts of your house off if need be, so you're only heating a small central part. All things like that. Have a plan in place of how you're going to heat your house in an emergency situation. Okay, so get all those things ready. Be prepared for winter, okay, because it is coming. Now, excuse me. The second part of this video, I want to talk a little bit about some things I've noticed coming out from Hurricane Helene. One of the main issues we see with Hurricane Helene is even for people who are preppers and prepared and things like that, they had all their eggs in one basket. Okay. If you have all your preps in your house, your plan is to bug in, right? What happens when that hurricane comes and washes your house away? Or a tornado comes and throws your house 3 counties over. Now all your preps are gone because you had all your eggs in one basket. Try and separate things out a little bit. Right now we have our eggs in 2 baskets. It's not evenly divided. We have more or all of one thing in one spot and more or all of one thing in another spot. So we need to kind of work on our distribution of eggs into those 2 baskets. So that is one thing we'll be working on. Plan it out. See what you have and can go. One of the other big things I've seen from the hurricane and reports coming out are cash. Okay, when all the power's out, you can't rely on your credit cards. One of the things I carry with me in my bag every day when I go is just a spare wallet. This one is made by Special Operations Equipment, just a small wallet. I'll tell you, inside here, I have a photocopy of my driver's license, my social security card, my concealed carry permit, and I have a copy of my health insurance card. Also have a credit card, spare credit card in here. So if I lose my wallet and something happens, I've got backup documents. And a photocopy of your license isn't an official document, but in an emergency situation, I can explain, hey, this is who I am. You can check it out. It's got my license number. I got my social, all that. I have a copy of my concealed carry permit. So in case I'm somewhere that requires a permit to carry, good to go. I don't keep it in this little wallet, but in my bag as well. Cash. We see a lot of places affected by the hurricane where power was out, cell phone towers are down. So these companies, they may be open, but they can't take credit cards. So you got to have cash on hand. My plan with my spare credit card in here is, if need be, something happens, I'm going to use this credit card as much as I can while I can. Then once places stop being able to accept credit cards, then we switch over to cash. Okay. One of the things I've seen a couple times is a lot of places were dealing only in cash, but they would not take anything over a 20. So small bills, store them up. One of the things I recommend with your eggs in a basket, keep a copy of your documents. Also have a go bag ready. Spare change of clothes, shoes, stuff like that, to where if you had minute notice that a storm is coming and your house is right in the path, you can just grab that one bag and go. I always recommend having a first aid kit and a trauma kit in there, as well as clothes, shoes, things like that. This is a nice little trauma kit I have. It's from my medic. Has all the trauma items you would need inside. Tourniquet, chest patches, H bandages, quick clot, things like that. Also have a small first aid kit, something with, over-the-counter medicine like ibuprofen, acetaminophen, allergy, Benadryl, Band-Aids, alcohol wipes, small gauze bandages, things like that in a first aid, and have all this stuff ready in a bag. You can use a suitcase, right? In an evacuation kind of a thing, normally you'll be able to take your car. So a full suitcase doesn't take up any more room than an empty suitcase. But load all this stuff up in a suitcase so you can just grab it and go if you get that evacuation order. Some of the lessons learned, other stuff we learned from Hurricane Helene is generators and gas. And I don't know if it was a typo or if I'm remembering it wrong, but I saw a guy, he commented, they were riding the storm out. My memory is saying he said he had 200 gallons of gas for his generator. And I don't know if it was a whole house generator, a little portable generator, what the deal is with that. But it was like only 3 or 4 days, and he went through 200 gallons of gas, if I'm remembering correctly, which is insane amount of gas. I don't understand how he used so much. But I have seen other people commenting on how they were surprised at how much gas their small portable generators used. So my recommendation on that is get your generator, right? You should have a plan on what you're going to try and power with that generator. Most people, it's refrigerator, freezer, maybe a couple of lights, and, a fan or a TV or something like that to entertain the kids. You don't have to shut the power off to your house. Just plug those things into your generator. What I would do, make sure there's no gas in your generator. Dump 1 gallon in and run it with the load that you're expecting to be using. See how long that 1 gallon of gas will last you, and then you have an idea of what to expect. Now, I've seen an argument from people who say the load on a generator doesn't affect fuel consumption. I don't believe that one bit, and I'll tell you why. We have an older generator, and situation came up. We needed to use that generator to do a little bit of welding. Now, the portable generator we had wasn't rated enough to run that welder, but we would run it, and you could weld for a little bit, and it would kick the breaker, and you just have to reset the breaker, weld a little bit. Not good on the equipment, not how it was made to be used, but it was a temporary thing that we needed to do to get by, and we did it. And I'll tell you, when you kick that welder in and start laying a bead, you can definitely hear the motor on that generator start to bog down. And if that motor's bogging down like that, you are not getting good fuel consumption. So if you're overloading your generator, pushing it towards the max limit, you're not going to get as good a gas mileage. Like I said, I've seen people argue, say, well, no, a 3,500 watt generator puts out 3,500 watts. Doesn't matter if you use 3,500 or 1,000 or whatever. And I just don't think that's the case. But either way, run a test on your generator, see your fuel economy, and that way you can prepare for what you're going to be actually using it for. And as far as with the generator goes, is battery banks, right? This is a little cheap solar battery bank. Not good for a lot of things. This one was a giveaway at Natia this year. You're not going to run a lot of things off this little dude, but if you need to get a couple bars on your cell phone or a laptop or something, it's good for that. One of the things I like having is this little hand crank radio. You can get these on Amazon, super cheap, but radio has a little flashlight. It can be charged by solar. You can plug it into a USB and charge it, or charge USBs from it. And also has a hand crank. So you can just crank it up a few times and charge it to get some of your devices a little bit of charge, and you can listen to the radio. Maybe get some news of what's going on, things like that. I should have mentioned it in with your vehicle, but one of the things I like to keep in my vehicle is a jump starter. This jump starter, it's got a little built-in compass, it's got lights and flashlights, but you can charge USB devices with your jump starter. So have something like that in your vehicle, especially with winter approaching. Winter's hard on batteries. So if your battery's not that good, if it's a little bit weak, winter will let you know, and you may need a jump start. So I like keeping my jump starter charged up and in the truck. So if need be, I can charge my truck. Okay. So, keep all these things ready to go. Another thing I've seen from the hurricane and from Helene and Milton, both with all the evacuations, is paper maps. Now, where I live, I'm very familiar with the area. I know how to get most places. I know 2 or 3 ways to get most places. But I went through a couple hurricanes when I was in Virginia. So I can tell you, when you're outside of town and a hurricane comes, roads get flooded, trees get down, bridges washed out. So you may need to find a 3rd, 4th, or 5th way to get where you're trying to go. So having paper maps of your area is very, very important. And even if you download it, maybe you don't have it on paper, but have them offline to where you have paper maps. These little chargers are great. You charge your cell phone back up, access a map you have downloaded on there, and find different ways to get where you're going. Okay. The third that I see a lot of, and pretty much every disaster we see, it becomes an issue, is communication. We've come to rely on cell phones so much in our everyday life that we don't think much beyond them in terms of communication. But when cell towers are down, how do you communicate? I see a lot of advertisements lately for a product called Ready Radios. They claim they will operate around the world on a little handheld radio. The problem with those is they operate off of cell towers. So if the cell towers are down, then they don't work. The main fix for this is ham radio. Now, if you're in any of the prepper groups or anything, you see a lot of conversation about ham radios. And you always have the one guy, it's like, well, you know, when the salami hits the fan, I don't care. The FCC is not going to care if I don't have a license, which is true. However, you know, the guy, Mr. Smart Guy, thinks he's breaking the law or he's going to do what he wants. And look at me, I'm so cool. Well, I got news for you. In an emergency situation, you are allowed to operate a ham radio even if you don't have a license. That's built into the thing. It's an emergency. It is fine. You're not an outlaw because you're doing it. However, in order to use a ham radio, you know, you can't just turn your radio on and broadcast and receive from around the world. You have to know what frequencies to use, the frequencies of repeaters, different antennas, what they'll do, different links, and all of this stuff that you really, really need hands-on to learn how to use and how to use effectively. And this has been my Achilles heel for years. I keep coming on the topic and I'm like, yep, I need to get my license, and I'll start to study for it and look into it. And then something else will come up and I get distracted and I don't think about it. So now it is on my permanent list, top of the list right now, getting my ham license and getting a home base set up and things to operate. And, you know, you can get little study guides pretty cheap. You can get them on Amazon or wherever you buy books. So look into getting your ham radio. You have to get that practice in so you know how to operate it in an emergency situation. So those are the big things that I've seen coming out of these hurricanes. I'm sure in the weeks to come, we'll find some more issues or some finer details that people wish they had and didn't. The only thing I can say to that is run scenarios, right? If money's tight, I know, you know, everything's super expensive right now. Groceries, utilities, all this stuff. Super expensive right now. So now's when you need to be mind playing these things. You know, get your mind in the right mindset to where you're thinking of, hey, what if a tornado or a hurricane comes and takes away my entire house, all my preps, all of that. You know, what do we have now? Keep extra items in your car during storm season, during winter, to where, if a tornado happens and you lose your house, you'll still have what's in your car. Find if you have a friend or family that you can drop a trunk of clothes and things off with, maybe a little bit of equipment in there that they can safe keep for you. Wintertime, we see a lot of house fires, people heating with wood heat, things like that. We see a lot of house fires. If your house burns down, it's nice to have a stash of equipment and clothes somewhere that you can get to use. So think about all those things. Again, thank you so much for all the interaction with the channel. Please use those links that are down in the description. It is from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. It's very, very much appreciated. Take care of that. And if you have any suggestions, if you have any products you'd like me to review, drop me a comment down below. Any topics you'd like me to discuss, drop a topic. If there's things that you think I can do to make these videos better, drop me a comment. I know I suck at making these videos. Sometimes I talk too fast. Sometimes I don't. I have a tendency to get distracted and wander off a topic on other subjects. Trying to do better. Look, this time I even made a few notes so I could try and keep myself on track. So any suggestions I am open for. And drop a comment down below. It is much appreciated. And until next time, guys, take care.